turnaround for us this week after Wednesday night at Sha Tin. We're back at Sha Tin again, but this time on Saturday for a 10-race programme. All 10 races are on the turf. We'll be having a look at a couple of the main events here on the show. Very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Andrew Lejeune, and pleased to say I'm joined in the studio by our form analyst Paul Lally and race caller Tom Wood as well. Tom, there's some good racing. We've got a couple of good races early on as well, the first and the third race.
Yeah, the third race, Class 2 race over 1,400 metres, extended rating band up to 105 down to 80. It's got a horse that's in pretty good form at the moment coming out of the Derby. I'm a Single Man, who was in a race last time out which probably wasn't really run to suit California Deep Shot, Silver Express, and a horse backing up from the track last week, Winner Method.
And number of first starters, Paul, as well, to go along with all of that, plus any jackpots?
No, there's no jackpots to speak of in this particular meeting, but as you're talking about those first starters, there's quite a few. Some have raced in other jurisdictions, and some bring some reasonable form here, I think, as well.
OK, we'll keep an eye on those and the markets also. But we're on the C course for the 10 races. And as I mentioned to Tom, a couple of the good ones early on, but the end of the programme looks strong as well. This is meeting number 69 of the campaign. Jockeys not riding on the weekend. Alexei Bedell and Jerry Chow are out through suspension. We'll be looking at races 3 and 10. So the Class 2 there as race 3, and then a final event over the 1,400 metres. So this third event, just the 8 to go round, headed by California Deep Shot for Tony Cruz. Alfie Chen taking £5 off his back, likes to roll from barrier 3. Silver Express made just about all last time to win, beating amongst others. I'm a Single Man, Zach Burton rides him. The Golden Scenery came out of that race in 7th place. Master Montaro was 10th. Good Luck Friend, he was 2nd, only beaten ahead. Hinchinlove and Winner Method, who was in that race as well, but he's had a run since, and he was another horse that rode forward and tried to make all. We'll start as we always do with the speed map here, Tom, and good, we're saying, despite the small field. Who finds the front, do we think? Well,
it might be Silver Express again. He was able to dictate off the front last time out and back them up down the side, and then found a good kick in the straight. Is his main rival to lead, Paul, possibly California Deep Shot?
I think so. And also Hinchinlove. And if Hinchinlove wants to make it difficult, he can sort of kick up on the inside as well. But they're the main three. Now, Winner Method led last start. That was on a rain-affected track. But I think he'd rather take a cover and sort of get out of the speed battle. The big horse, Master Montaro, should be able to slot in just towards the back there. And the query, I suppose, is Good Luck Friend, because he can go forward as well. But just with all that speed underneath him, I just wonder if they'll try and ride him a little bit quiet. They have done that in the past.
OK, we'll have a look at a couple of the key races in a moment, but we'll start off here with Zach Burton. He'll be riding I'm a Single Man, getting back on board. He caught up with Nick at track work.
Zach, I'm a Single Man is a horse that you've ridden before. I haven't ridden him for a while though, but you're back on board Saturday.
Yeah, he's come a long way since the days when I was riding him. You know, early on over 1,200, and he looked like he was a bit of a sprinter back then, but he was obviously stretched out in distance and then come back. His last run was really good. He drew a wide gate, got back a little bit in a pretty slowly run race and finished the race off good.
You'd obviously have a very good handle on that last run, given that you rode the winner, Silver Express. Obviously, when reviewing the race, was I'm a Single Man's possibly the run of it, in your opinion?
Possibly, but there were a few good runs in that race. You know, you can't knock what the winner did either. He had to make all from an awkward gate and did a good job, but I'm a Single Man certainly was closing the race off well.
And was the fact that this horse only carries 118, obviously Silver Express 128, was that perhaps a bit of sort of factor that swayed you a little bit, given that he's quite well weighted, this guy?
Yeah, I got I'm a Single Man straight after the race, so I didn't know where Silver Express was going at the time. But they're both good rides. Either of them could win it.
Be nice to enhance that very good record you and Tony have got this season.
Yeah, I've had a lot of luck with Tony, especially the last few years, especially in the big races as well. But you know, his stay was going really good at the moment, and you know, hopefully that continues for him.
All right, so competitive race, just a small field, but I suppose there's a chance of maybe some overweight here for Zach, trying to get down to the 118. Yeah,
often he doesn't get down to a 118. Sometimes he can do 119, we know, so he might maybe put up one at worst case 2, Paul. But you saw in that replay there, Lucky Express, Silver Express, I should say, was there to run the race to suit up front, stack them up, and he was able to still finish on in a race that wasn't run to suit.
No, exactly. So I think they'll be aware of that, and they'll try not to let him get away with it. And I think with those other pace horses in the race, that can happen.
And Zach had already committed, as he said, to I'm a Single Man, so it's not a sense that he's getting off Silver Express. Let's look at some of the rivals here, and we'll start off, Tom, with California Deep Shot. This is obviously coming off the turf, but he's the highest rated horse in the race, and he brings decent form to the table.
Yeah, he certainly does. And look, he was just half a stride slow last time out. In the end, it didn't matter because he sat back and watched all the speed unfold in this race. We've seen on Wednesday night King Shield come out and run well. And he's been up to Chung Fa. He's had a really good trial up there, which we'll see in a moment. But I think he's actually one of the main players here, Paul.
Yeah, look, he was. It's a really good race, this one. I tried to get him out, just couldn't in the end. He does get the £5 off, which will help him as well. I think 133 down with that £5 claim.
Yeah, so this is him back at the trials now. So in that regard, Paul, it's interesting. Like him and Silver Express both carrying the 128. Then it drops all the way down to I'm a Single Man on 118 plus whatever overweight Zach does.
Yeah, so I like the fact that those other horses come in really well at the weights, don't they? Yeah, but look, it was a nice trial, as Tom said. The horse was going very well. We know he's a real honest horse, and from barrier 3, he'll definitely get his opportunity.
He's a horse that likes to get out and get rolling, and sometimes he can be a hard horse to run down. He looked like he had a full head of steam in that trial.
OK, well, Silver Express, since that win that we saw, has been back at the trials. Tom, out in front in his customary role. He looks well in himself.
He does. Nothing wrong with the trial at all here on the all-weather going back a week or so ago. We saw it before. He led, stacked them up, had a good kick, and that's what he likes to do. He's really matured now, Paul, this horse, because he wanted to do things wrong a few runs. He came out and knocked over a horse in the straight one day, but he seems to be putting it all together now.
Yeah, he was very erratic, wasn't he? But look, you're right. He's matured into a really good horse and was a really good run. Look, I think he's one of the main horses to beat as well, once again.
All right, that was Ready Player One running over the top of him there in the trial. Stats-wise, Paul, it's only the 9 starts for 3 wins.
Yeah, he's only had the 9, hasn't he? And look, this season has been good in particular with the 4 starts with a couple of wins too. So he's really come into his own this season.
He certainly has. It feels like he's been around for a while, but he's just had those 9 starts and he continues to get better. He's off a rating now of 100.
All right, well, we'll have a look at Winner Method, who's also coming out of that same race, the Silver Express race. But then that wet day we had, Tom got out, made the running and, well, almost got away with it.
There was nothing wrong with this run at all. He has dropped 24 pounds since the run last Sunday, so it's a quick turnaround for him. Backs up here with outwinning, goes up in grade. Never gave up at all last start there with Galaxy Witness. Really made Galaxy Witness bring his A game to the fore. And 2 starts ago, Paul, he was pretty unlucky, I thought, and tough on that occasion because he was wide the whole way.
Yeah, so he definitely goes in for me. I think he's a horse who's going really well at the moment. I know this was rain affected, but he performs really well on top of the ground.
Yeah, the horse that beats him is unbeaten in, 4 now, isn't he, Galaxy Witness? So, it's quite a good race. And yes, they've been strung out. That might have been slightly exaggerated because of the underfoot conditions that day. But clearly, the horse in form and Matthew Poon with a lightweight on his back. Now, we'll have a look at the big guy, Master Montaro, Paul, back at the trials here. Not doing too much. That's Lucky Swainess in the yellow jacket eventually wins. Yeah,
look, his form's really dropped off a bit, I thought. Master Montaro, they tried him on the all-weather, that didn't work. And then he sort of finished towards the back in that Silver Express race. Look, he's going to get out and free rolling. It was just a maintenance trial here, wasn't it? He finished off strongly enough here in a slow trial, but look, I couldn't find a spot from him then.
No, he was doing his best work late in this trial, but he's been a bit erratic, this horse. He was caught wide throughout last start. He was a little bit one-paced. That was in behind Lucky Swainess in the barrier trial. I'm just not really sure where he fits in it at the moment, Master Montaro.
The horse that ran second in that trial as well as my each-way play on Wednesday night. He finished tailed off.
He went well, didn't he?
He did. We'll forget that one. Painful to watch that once more, though. As far as the market's concerned here, Paul, pretty compact. I'm a Single Man's our favourite.
Yeah, I'm going to go with him too. I just think he's had a really good season, this horse. The distance isn't a problem for him, and he's going well. And he ran really well against the trend last time. So he's on top. Silver Express, he'll try and lead all the way, so he's in there for second. Winner Method was a really good run behind Galaxy Witness. And look, I toss up between California Deep Shot and the Golden Scenery, but at the weights, I'd put in the Golden Scenery. 3, 2, 8 and 4.
3, 2, 6 and 1 I've gone with here. I think I'm a Single Man can prevail as well. It was a really good run last start against the tempo of the race. He was still dashing off really strongly at the end, was I'm a Single Man. Brings the Derby form through the race as well with Romantic Warrior, California Spangle, and he's been a really good import since arriving here. I'm a Single Man, number 3. 2, that goes in as well. Silver Express, he's at 9s at the moment in the market. I don't think that price will hold up. He stacked them up last start, had a good turn of foot in the straight and was able to deliver. 6, Good Luck Friend, so not prepared to drop him yet. Just wonder where he ends up in the run from barrier 7, but he had a good run last start. He's never won over 1,400 metres, but he has run a couple of decent races recently, so I think he's knocking on the door. Karis Teton and Ricky Yu, and California Deep Shot, Tony Cruz and Alfie Chan. He'll be up near the pace somewhere. Good trial, I thought, up at Chung Fa. 3, 2, 6 and 1.
I quite like California D-Shot, despite the weight. I think class might get him through, hopefully. He was only a couple of lengths off Wellington, 2 starts back. Did we talk much about the Golden Scenery? Where he fits into it.
He's gone a little off the boil recently, Paul. He won 3 starts ago. He's won 2 of his 10 starts here, but last time out he just wanted to get his head up a little bit in the run.
Yeah, look, he did a little bit. I still put him in. I put him in my numbers. I put him in on a very minor line. But just the way the weights work in this race, I think with 118 pounds, he's going to get his opportunity.
All right, OK. And the other one's Hinchinlove, of course, who can pop up from time to time, but right down off a lightweight there. So a competitive-looking third event, Class 2 there over the 1,400 metres. We'll be looking at the final race on the programme. That's up next, plus all the best bets. That's still to come. Hong Kong racing heads back to Sha Tin on Saturday for a 10-race programme on the turf. If you want to check out Hong Kong Direct as well this week, Lyle Hewitson is the special guest with Nick Chard, looking back on what's been a fantastic few weeks for him. 7 winners he had over the course of just 3 meetings, and has got a great strike rate with Douglas White, which may well improve on Saturday's programme as well. We're about to have a look at the final event on the card, which is race number 10. This is a Class 3 contest over the 1,400 metres. The field is headed by co-partner Ambition, Tony Cruz and Zach Burton. Super Dynamite then for Ricky Yu was behind Decrypt last time out, who backs up here after that course and distance win for David Hayes and Antoine Hamelin. Storm Legends 4th to Super 10 last time out, gets the inside gate. Luke Curry had a double Wednesday night. Horn Same Bolt for that combination of Douglas White and Lyle Hewitson will jump from barrier number 6. He's another one that finished behind Decrypt. The Anomaly has got speed from barrier number 4. He's coming from a Valley campaign. And Oscar Glory comes up in class for Frankie Law, and Joe Morero jumps from barrier number 11. He was a beaten favourite last time out. Right, we'll start again with the speed map. First place, and good to slow, we're predicting in the early stages here. Tom, who finds the front?
Looks like it probably is Oscar Glory, and they look like they'll have to go forward from their wide draw barrier 11 with him. Joe Morero rides, so he should get him stoked up early. K-ing excellent. Paul is a horse that raced handy in the past, and the Anomaly, he was handy last time out. He was on speed. He had some pressure last start too, did the Anomaly.
Yeah, he's sort of back to the 1,400 metres, so I don't think he'll actually lead, but I think he'll get a nice enough run. Storm Legend, co-partner Ambition, I think he's going to posse up nicely midfield. Decrypt, he's a last start winner, just the one outside him there, and he did win from midfield at his last start. The Hulk and Colourful Baron, they generally go back.
OK, yeah, the Colourful Baron just had the one start. That was at the Valley of the 1,200 metres, so a switch of track and up in trip as well. Before we get into some of the key form races, though, for this race, let's catch up with Casper Fowles. He trains Storm Legend. He was at track work, and Nick had a chat to him.
Casper, Storm Legend lines up in the last race. Very lightly raced here in Hong Kong, but he's showing bits and pieces of handy form.
Yeah, I think he's quite a handy horse. I might have got him wrong because I thought sort of would step him out in distance, and he ran second at the Happy Valley Mile, but I think he's going to be better suited at 1,400.
And that run last time, obviously around here at Sha Tin, he didn't seem to get all the luck, really, did he, up the straight? He had a little bit of a troubled passage.
Yeah, he was only beaten half a length, running 4th, and the handicap department nicely gave him a point for that, so which is appreciative of that. But, hopefully they're right, because they're always right. And the Gate 1's going to give him a nice cart into the race, and he'll get his chance to hopefully be good enough and give us a win.
It certainly will be the case, hopefully. And just on your rider, Luke Curry, obviously, we saw him to great effect on Wednesday night. I mean, you're a man who's seen a lot of jockeys ride here and obviously use a lot of very good ones. I mean, He was tactically very astute on a couple of those winners. Absolutely.
This guy can ride. He's good. And, it's nice for him to come back from his unfortunate incident early in the season. And, had a nice double for John Size, so I think he could be on his way to getting a lot more support and getting up there.
Yeah, so say all of us. And just finally, obviously, this horse carries what are famous colours for your stable. We simulcast at Kranji Mile, which is just around the corner, Old Southern Legend. What's he up to now, that horse?
Yeah, everything's good, mate. Enjoying retired life, so we all look forward to that in the next few years as well.
Couple of years to go still yet, but we can have a look at that race again with Storm Legend, guys, because he is held up Tom, in the early part of this, and he even gets a bump, I think, in the closing stages as well. So I'm not saying he would have won, but he might have given the winner a bit of a shake there, Super 10.
You can see sort of behind the horse in the maroon and the gold sleeves there's not really too much of a gap for him, and then sort of it parts when that other horse in the orange and blue is tiring back through the field. So there was a bit to like about the run here, Paul, and also Dragon Fortune, he got knocked over late here too.
Yeah, I didn't mind Dragon Fortune this day, so I'm going to stick with him. He goes in the numbers because he's been quite consistent. He has had his chances, to be fair, but from a low draw, he'll get his chances once again.
OK, so we think that's a good form line to follow there. What about Decrypt, Paul? It took him a while, but he got the win and did it in some style as well. The others now get a bit of a swing at the weights.
Yeah, look, I don't know if he can put two together. That's the query, because he was an unexpected win, let's be honest. He was a big price, but he did come out and he won nicely enough. So there was nothing wrong with the win. It's just whether he can be consistent now and put two together.
He'd been disappointing prior to this win. Had Decrypt, there'd been plenty of reps on him. I'd be surprised if he can put two together. I think Super Dynamite has to be accredited another chance again. What do you do with Hossein Bolt? Keeps running consistently for place money, but can't pick up a win.
Co-partner Ambition there was held up for a long way down the straight, so he gets a £3 turnaround for a 3-length beating. We'll see if it's enough. Super Dynamite there as well. The Anomaly, Tom. This is at Happy Valley last time. It's a switch in track for him, but he runs second here.
He has won at Sha Tin. It was course and distance. In fact, he's got a pretty good record course and distance. 3 starts a win, 2 other minor placings. He was no match for Prime Minister here last time out, but it was certainly a better run. And Jimmy Ting's opted to put the visor on, which is an interesting gear change.
Yeah, look, and he is going to be in the right position too. It's just whether he can win in this over this again in this particular field. But I didn't quite get him in, to be honest with you.
All right, final one we can have a look at is Oscar Glory. He comes up in class, Paul, beaten favourite. How strong is this form?
Yeah, look, it's obviously this is a little bit stronger, but with a lightweight and no other leader in the race, on the C course, he's going to have the opportunity to dictate. He's got Joe Moreira aboard to do that as well. So I've got him in, not on a win line, but I've still put him in the numbers.
Yeah, I didn't quite get him in the end. Just a one-time winner from his 16 starts. He fought on pretty well here. Irimo next to him goes round earlier on in the program. He got his chance here again. I don't think he had too many excuses. Up in grade here, lightweight, but just a one-time winner that concerns me.
Yeah, and he's beaten favourites 2 of his last 4 as well. Our favourite here, open race, Paul, Hossein Bolt.
Yeah, look, I didn't quite get Hossein Bolt in. As Tom said, he's not like a winner, is he? I'll go with the top one here, co-partner Ambition. As we saw in that replay, he was held up all the way down the straight. And behind that, before that, Zach Burton rode him 2 starts to go to the win, and Zach will jump back aboard here. He's on top. Oscar Glory will try and dictate from the front. Dragon Fortune was snatched up late last time, and Super Dynamite's very, very consistent. So a good race to finish. I win at 1, 11, 8 and 2.
5, 1, 2 and 8 I settled on. Storm Legend off what was a pretty good run, I thought, last time out. Slightly held up in the straight, took the gap and wasn't beaten overly far there by Super 10, who dictated off the front. Co-partner Ambition, he was unlucky last start as well, beaten 3 lengths behind Decrypt. He has to carry top weight to here, so he's 2 pounds more than he was last start. Super Dynamite's been consistent, 1-2 back. And the other one that goes in is Dragon Fortune. He was unlucky. He certainly wouldn't have won. He might not have even run top 3 there, but got chopped up late, and he gets his chance here from barrier 3, Karis Teton, Frankie Law. 5, 1, 2 and 8.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Storm Legend as well. 5 and 1's my cue there. I'm reluctant to completely dismiss Decrypt, though. We'll see what he can do, if he can back it up or not. 10 races then, Paul. Give us the highlights there.
Well, I quite like Super Fortune in race number 1 here. He's up against 5 elements, but I think he can get to the front and get first run on him. So I think he can win the first. Daily Beauty in the Class 5 has been consistent horse all the way through. I'm a Single Man, we've talked about on the show already. Majestic Knight. Now, Majestic Knight's been downgraded, blinkers on for the first time, and comes back to Sha Tin. So a lot of positives there. Shanghai Dragon will try and lead all the way. He's a horse who's been going well recently. Charming Ibis was very impressive at his last start. Really good win from him. Now, Summit Chairs, we haven't seen him for a long time, but he's a horse with plenty of ability. He's won 2 of 4, and he's up against Run Cool. Will be really, really short, but I think he can beat him, Summit Chairs, and he should be a little bit of value there. Also, co-partner Elites, and Irimo's got a good draw as well.
OK. Not forgetting that you can see full previews of each and every race on the audio-video section of the website. Of those, Paul, who was the best?
Good. I quite like co-partner Elites. He's only had limited starts here in Hong Kong. Back to 1600 looks ideal. I think he's ready to win. This will be his 4th start here in Hong Kong. So race 8, number 4, co-partner Elites, will make the each-way play in race 4, number 1, Majestic Knight. He's got to overcome the wide draw. That's hopefully why we'll get a price, but he's downgraded, blinkers on for the first time, and coming back to Sha Tin. 3 positives for him, I thought, and we'll do the play in the first. 5 element, Super Fortune, and a first starter, Young Life Forever, QQP 124.
Go one of the main races of the day. I'm a single man for Tony Cruz and Zach Burton. Tony Cruz getting close to a milestone here in Hong Kong as well. He's drawn barrier 1. Hopefully gets the race run to suit. Zach might put up a couple of pounds overweight potentially there with I'm a single man. So race 3, number 3, and the value comes up in the 9th race. Super Highway, who was unlucky last start. When he was unlucky first up, he didn't show much in his next start, so we'll see what he can do. Frankie Law and Karis Teeton in the 9th race, Super Highway, and the play in the main race with the Silver Express there. I'm a single man, California Deep Shot, and Good Luck Friend.
All right. Low-hanging fruit for me, Eremo in race number 9. Needs a confidence booster, as do I, but he's been placed in all 3 of his starts so far. He'll be short, but I think he should win. That's in the 9th event. Race number 8, we go Mr. Ascendancy. Been a long way in the Derby. This guy was rifleman when he raced in the UK, and he was pretty handy as well. The blinkers come off, but I think back to the mile, Zach Burton off a really good recent trial. He could be an each-way price there in the 8th. And the QQP, Bourbon, Mr. Ascendancy, and co-partner Elites. All right, there you go. That's Sha Tin on Saturday. Back at Happy Valley. It's had a week off, Tom. Back at the Valley, though, on Wednesday night for 9 races?
Yeah, we are there for 9 races. Main races are Class 3 races. There's 3 of them over the 12 and the 1,800 metres. And looking forward to Paul seeing Lucky Swain back. We've seen him in a few trials recently. Been pretty handy for Manfred Mann.
Yeah, unbeaten still, isn't he? And he's a really smart horse. And all at Happy Valley. So we'll see if they do take him to Sha Tin eventually. But while you're winning there, you might as well go through the grades.
Yeah, and that horse that we saw in the trial, I mentioned Ready Players One's name, who was trialling over Silver Express, I think. He runs on Wednesday night's programme as well, so I'll be looking out for him. Yeah,
he's lining up in one of the races there at the Valley.
There you go. All right, one of the 9. You can find it all on the website. We're getting ever closer, Paul, to the final Group 1 of the season as well. And Panfield, back to defend his crown, possibly going to Japan as well in June.
Yeah, I saw that he's been entered there, so ambitious there for them. But yeah, have horse will travel.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. That's the show. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you at Sha Tin on Saturday. We'll be racing to win.